Hey guys, it's Melanie. So today I am going to talk about attitude because in the grand scheme of things, it all comes down to your attitude. And here is what I'm going to tell you about that. There's actually some things that go on in all of our lives that cycle through things. Like, it's all about how you deal with what goes on or what happens to you or certain situations that go on. And there are 4 basic cycles in all areas of life, whether it be a relationship, your job, a project that you've started, because we all know we start projects and then sometimes we don't always finish them, maybe a weight loss program, joining a gym, just like basically new things that go on in our lives. So there's 4 phases, and I'm going to talk about them because I know that they're going to relate to a lot of areas in your life. So the first phase is excitement. And we all know what that means. Like when something's new, when we've decided to commit to something, a new job, a new weight loss program, a new relationship, like it's exciting, right? Everything is wonderful. You're committed. You know, everything's going great. But how long does that excitement last? Generally, really, it lasts 60 to 90 days. And then frustration comes in, no matter what it is, because guess what? Frustration happens in life. Again, attitude. We're going to talk about that. So, like, you get frustrated. You realize, like, oh my gosh, this project requires a heck of a lot more effort than I thought in the beginning. And I don't know if I can do it because it actually means I have to put in more time, or it actually means I have to maybe change some habits or get out of my comfort zone. And then you start to doubt. You're like, oh, yeah, you know, maybe I can't do this. And you're like, I just, it's too hard. You deny the responsibility of it. You're like, you know what? I can't do it. And then you start to freak out. You fear a little bit like, oh gosh, this might not work, or this could fail, or, you know, maybe this job wasn't the best decision that I've made in a long time. And then attitude changes. It changes into a new phase. We start looking for an answer for that solution. We start looking for a better opportunity, maybe a way out, you know, because next time it's going to be different. You know, this is just too difficult. I'm frustrated, and, you know, what they told me it was going to be, it's totally different than that. And I just, you know, it's just stupid. I can't do it. I'm never going to do it. So you start looking for a better opportunity. You have that same goal in mind, like maybe you want to do a certain project or lose a certain amount of weight or find a certain job or date a certain kind of person. But next time I'm going to find the right person, or I'm going to find the right job, or maybe there's just a better way. So you start looking. You start looking and you look, and then, oh, you found it. You found your solution. But then what happens? You're excited again, and the cycle starts. So here's what happens. Remember when I talked about the second phase, which was frustration? There's 2 ways you can go when you get frustrated, because in life, dude, we are all going to be frustrated one time or another. And it's up to you and what kind of attitude you have towards that frustration. Are you going to doubt yourself? Are you going to deny the responsibility of it all? Are you going to fear that it won't work? And then your attitude's just going to go negative, and then you're going to look for a better opportunity, and then just continue. Some people go through this cycle over and over and over again with a weight loss program or a quick fix. Some people, you notice, go through it with relationships. Like, you're like, well, they're going through people like water, or, you know, they're just not satisfied at their job for whatever reason that you're just frustrated. And what happens is there's 2 choices. You can put the blame on somebody else, which is where the frustration and the attitude changes, or you can accept responsibility of it, and you can try to find a solution when you get frustrated with this certain issue in life. Take that negative and turn it into positive. Take that part of your frustration and turn it around. Like, for example, let's just go here, and this is coming from a book that I'm reading, but I can relate it to my own life. Like, and you all know my story. You all know that my back pissed me off, and I was told I needed surgery, and all this other BS, and that frustrated me beyond nobody's business. And I thought to myself, no. I was scared. Yes, I was scared, but I'm finding a freaking solution. So like in this, and I found the solution. I didn't have to have surgery. I found a different way that still had my end goal in mind. In this book, this guy was told, he had RA, that's what it was. he was told that you're just never going to be able to walk again. You're never going to be able to walk. And he got pissed at the doctor, and he turned that frustration into something positive to where, guess what? He walked again. Like a champ. So these are things that when people get frustrated, they put the blame on someone else. They throw their hands up in the air and they call it quits. And then they look for a different solution. All the while never taking responsibility in trying to find something to solve that issue that comes at hand. So when you get that frustration, no matter what it is, okay, you turn that positive, you find a way, and you recommit to why you started. You recommit to that excitement. You go back to why you started. You go back to what your goal was. You go back to, hey, this is what I want the end result to be. I'm recommitting this time instead of giving up, instead of blaming other people, instead of saying, well, the relationship didn't work because so-and-so was always, spending too much money, or so-and-so was always arguing with me, or so-and-so was never willing to make a change. Did you take any responsibility for it? And I'm not saying, some relationships are terrible, but I'm just using this as an example. So don't be like, well, my ex was yada, yada, yada. That's fine. That's fine. What I'm saying is, when you get frustrated, don't give up so quick, because you find yourself going through that same cycle over and over and over. You're excited, and then the excitement wears off and you're frustrated for one reason or another, and you just want to quit. So, you make excuses and you start looking for a better way. Like, this is going to work this time, because next time, or the next quick fix is going to work. I've tried everything, and I just don't think it works. Have you really tried everything? Have you tried to take that frustration and turn it around and recommit yourself to what you said you were going to do in the first place? Whether it be like, I said I was going to strip the wood, the table, and reupholster the chairs and paint, whatever. And you get involved in it, and you're like, oh my, this is like way more than I thought I was going to do. So let me just look for, an easy way out. Or let me just look to blame, like, hey, my wife told me she wanted this done and I just don't want to do it. Recommit. Turn that negative into positive. And I feel like so many people out there have this negative attitude as soon as something frustrates them, and they become part of the problem, not the solution. And that's a no-no. That's a negative. Turn it around. Figure out, like, how can I fix this? How am I going to figure out a way to actually make this work? Stay committed and reach whatever the goal is that you're looking for. Because usually when you get frustrated and you start looking for another way, your end goal is still the same. Your end goal is to find that dream job, or your end goal is to lose X amount of weight. But if you keep cycling through, and then when frustration comes, you look for another way instead of accepting the responsibility, like you're looking like, maybe there's a better way. Maybe the way that you're doing is just fine. You just have to take that right turn into, let me change this into positive. Let me turn this around. Let me take responsibility for it and find the solution myself. Instead of looking for it out there somewhere else where maybe this will fix it, or maybe that will fix it, or maybe this over here is going to fix it. Oh, I'm excited about it. Oh, now I'm pissed off about it and I'm done. And it's not my fault. It's everybody else's fault. And that's where I think a lot of the problem lies. So yes, this cycle of the phases that we go through can be broken. It's just a matter of, when you get to that frustration part, quit looking for the right answer. Quit looking for the next big thing. Quit looking for the next shiny object that's going to make everything wonderful and exciting again. Because maybe it's right here and here. Maybe that's where you need to look for it. Maybe you need to recommit and be like, yeah, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, no matter what. No matter what it takes. No matter how many times I get frustrated, I'm going to pick myself back up, dust myself off, and put one freaking foot in front of the other, and just keep going. Because you'll notice, if you do this once, if you do this twice, if you do this 3 times, it's going to happen in all areas of your life. It seriously will. You'll notice that things will be working so much better for you in all areas. Because when you go through these 4 cycles all the time and you just keep going over and over and over and over and over and over and over in every area of your life, you're going to be pissed off. You're going to be a miserable person. You're going to be negative, and you're going to have a really crappy attitude. I brought that down to G-rated, PG, whatever. You're going to have a crappy attitude. And it's all up to you. That's the best part of it. It's like you can decide how you want, what kind of attitude you want to have towards this. So maybe you need a little bit of an attitude adjustment. Maybe you need to go back to why you were excited about something in the first place. Maybe you need to realize frustration happens and it's up to you, not everybody around you or not all the situations around you, to change that. And then you go right back to recommit. Don't look for the next quick fix, the next shiny object, the next... this is going to be the next time, this will work this time. No. Find out what it is that needs to change with you and your attitude to turn it into something positive. So you have to make that right turn. When you get that fork in that road, when you're frustrated, you can be like, yeah, I'm done. This happens all the time. Or you can be like, kick ass, I'm going this way. Sorry, it's not PG-13 anymore. Maybe it is nowadays. I'm going this way and I'm going to make things amazing. It is all up to you. And that's where I was at when I said, you know what? You're not going to tell me that I need surgery. I could have been so upset, and this guy could have been like, yeah, I'm never going to walk again. And he got pissed. He was frustrated. He was probably in a lot of pain. But he said, screw you. I'm frustrated at you. But it's up to me to do what I need to do to walk. And he went he went to physical therapy. I know I'm going to take this a little bit longer. Went to physical therapy, went to all these things, and they were like, yeah, you probably won't walk again. And then he goes to this little, I think it was a Chinese guy, and he says, you want to walk? Like that's how he said whatever in the book. So yeah, he asked him, this is what you want? Like you want to walk, not, hey, you'll never walk again. They went positive. You want to walk? He was like, well, yeah, nobody's ever asked me that. Heck yeah, I want to walk. Show me the way. And he was like, oh my God, this guy believes that I can walk. This guy knows that I can walk, and he's going to help me and show me. So help yourself, show yourself, and know that you can walk. You can get past the frustration. You can stop the cycle of over and over. And then you're like, oh, why me? Why does all this stuff happen to me all the time? Because of your attitude, because how you go through this cycle every time. I'm excited, I'm frustrated, now I need to find a better way, and then I'm done. You know, you're just done. And it starts all over. So suck it up. Really, suck it up, because there's people out there who have way better attitudes and have way more frustrating things than some of us have going on in our lives. And they always seem to be like, hey, cool, everything's good. Just remember, it's all up to your attitude. And maybe if you need a little attitude adjustment, hang out with some people that are going to believe in you, and some people that are going to push you to do the things that you want to do, and some people that are going to be like, you walk? You want walk? Yeah, I want to walk. Yeah, then let's show you. Let's do it. Let's get there. Because when you get frustrated, you know what? Misery loves company, and you look for someone to complain with and someone to say, don't do that. They lied to you. They told you that, you were going to get this, this, and this at your job, and then you're just mediocre, and you just only do what you have to. Stop doing that. You can be an amazing person. You can have an amazing life. It's all up to your attitude and being part of the solution, not the problem, and accepting it and taking responsibility for it, because it is your life. You are the writer of your story. So when you get frustrated, switch it into a positive. Get out there and walk. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.